Hey, good morning. So, in an effort to make this at-home learning a little bit easier, I've gone ahead and videoed some sample data for the frame of reference lab. Now, you're going to have to take measurements on your own in order to complete the lab, but I have video evidence that you can use. One of the things that I need to mention is the scale. So the scale of the lines on the butcher paper that you're going to be using as a reference point are 10 centimeters apart. And so in order to find the velocity of your car on experiment 0, you need to put your car on the butcher paper and time it over a certain distance, because remember the formula, velocity is equal to change in position over time. And so I will put up a timer on the video, and then you have the lines as a reference point, and you should be able to make your calculations from there. After that, you're going to go through a series of experiments that ask you to put the constant velocity car, or the blinky car, on the butcher paper, and then move the butcher paper back and forth in different directions. And what you're doing is you're looking at the velocity of the blinky car relative to the moving butcher paper versus the velocity of the blinky car relative to a fixed position. This is really important because you'll end up with different velocities in different circumstances depending on your frame of reference. If you keep your frame of reference as the butcher paper that's moving, then you shouldn't see any change in velocity. But if you look at the frame of reference of the fixed position, so then you have to take into consideration both vectors, the vector of the butcher paper and the vector of the blinky car. So you've experienced this going through an airport, walking on a moving sidewalk, and other areas. You may have experienced a feeling of retrograde if you were parked at a stoplight and there was a big truck next to you that blocked your view and shifted your frame of reference. The truck would move forward and you felt like you were moving backwards. Well, your movement relative to the truck was backwards, but in actuality, the relative movement to the earth wasn't at all. You had no velocity. You were just sitting there still. So it's an interesting phenomenon, and so use these videos to go ahead and complete this lab at home. And then at the end, you're going to have to do the discussion board on Canvas for your grade. Again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, but otherwise use these videos and we'll go from there. Thanks.